What is going on, everybody? This is David here from Bluecoos Videos and Collectibles, and today we got another collection video, and it's on one of my favorite toy lines, and it's one of the first ones that I started collecting once I got back into collecting some 3 years ago. Just want to say happy 4th of July, everybody, and I hope y'all have a good 4th and enjoy good food and beer and family and friends. So a little bit about this toy line is the reason why I started collecting these is because Independence Day is one of my favorite alien invasion sci-fi films of all time. I saw it when I was 16 years old. My parents took me to go see it, and I instantly fell in love with it. And at the time, I didn't really know that there was a toy line. I just happened to find an alien figure at the store at the time, and picked it up, and don't know what happened to it. I think it was one of those things where I was purging stuff out and wasn't even thinking, and just either gave it away or sold it or traded it. I just don't really remember what happened with it. But anyways, that being said, it's just, this is one of my very first collections that I started. When I started about 3 years ago, it was Jurassic Park Jurassic Park, Jurassic World stuff, some 3 years ago, and probably about, I want to say about a good year later or so, I started doing eBay, and this was one of my first purchases, and it was a lot that I purchased, and it was three human figures and 2 aliens, and it was started around when Independence Day Resurgence was first announced, and I think a lot of people were trying to capitalize on the action figures, and so they decided to go ahead and throw up all these stuff on there to make their money off of it. So that being said, I just happened to see a lot that I was interested in, and I didn't know if I was going to win it or anything. So I got lucky because I think it was like an overnight when its time expired, and so I just happened to win it for $5. And the shipping, I think, if I remember, is either $10 or $15. So, so I got my first purchase, won my first auction, and for $20, I was able to get 3 human figures and 2 aliens. So that right there was a great start for me to kickstart my ID4 collection, and I was very excited and very happy about that because I wanted to start collecting them because, like I said, it's one of my favorite films as far as sci-fi and alien invasions go, and it's just an all-time classic in my opinion, And when I got back into collecting, not only did I get started with Jurassic Park / Jurassic World, I also wanted to add some notoriety to it as far as like collecting things that pertain to my favorite films and shows and comic books and stuff like that. And that's what basically toys are. They're pretty much, for the most part, based off of movies and TV shows and cartoons and comic books and stuff like that. And all the other stuff is just just toys that they just made up, and hopefully it would sell. But anyways, that being said, I was able to, for that year, once I started getting into collecting, I pretty much, the first year actually was pretty much able to obtain all the human figures, which was only 3 of them, and all the alien figures. And then the following year, I was able to focus on like the vehicles and play sets and things like that. And so I got majority of the stuff for my collection, but I'm still missing a few pieces. And there were times where I could have had them, in my grasp, but either one, I didn't have the ends for it, or 2, I just focused on something else instead, or I just completely forgot, or because maybe the auctions was during the time I sleep, because I sleep during the day as I work during the night. So it's just sometimes you don't always win everything that you want. But I'll get them eventually. So that's a goal of mine, is to go ahead and try to finish this collection at the end of the year. So we'll talk more into it as we go along into it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. And this collection, or should I say this toy line, was produced by a toy company that's no longer around, Trendmasters. And I think, in my opinion, is one of the very underrated toy lines back in the 90s. And they produced a lot of good stuff, and they produced the Iron Giant toys. They produced Tarzan, the New Adventures figures in that toy line. They produced War Planet. Let's see. They produced the Voltron, the new Voltron series. And let's see. Yeah. Produced quite a bit of other stuff too as well. Oh, they produced the Battlefield Earth action figures. And the main line that they produced at the time for here in the States was the Godzilla toy line. And that was the actual toy line that actually kick-started the Godzilla craze in the 90s. So they produced their action figures, and they also produced the 1998 Godzilla figures for that movie, and also for the Gamera toy line. So, but yeah, that's just a little bit of history behind that and the stuff that they made. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started on this. And first, we're going to get started on the human figures, and then we'll work our way to the aliens and so forth. So first up, the first figure that I got is Steven Hiller, which was played by Will Smith. And so, as you can tell, this is a large figure with tons of accessories. So the package is very long, and it's very typical for the 90s, as you know that most of the packaging in the 90s were very large and oversized, and big clamshells and things like that. So yeah. But I love it though. So on the top of the package says ID4 Independence Day, and on the side, on the left hand side, it has the picture of the alien, and then in the middle it has the mission disc, and then the big clamshell with the figure. And then at the bottom, it has on the left-hand corner, it has the alien and the alien commander. And then on the right-hand corner, at the bottom, it has computer adventure mission disc. And then it includes missile launcher and 2 missiles, machine gun and pistol, Kevlar vest, backpack, and flight helmet. And then the bottom, warning, choking hazards, not for children under 3. That's not me. And then for ages 4 and up, that's me. And then the classic Trendmasters logo. So, so this is the figure. Does look nothing like Will Smith, and it doesn't look nothing like Will Smith. So here's all his accessories. So they're very cool. And then on the back, I'm only going to do this once because all the other packaging is basically the same. And then on the back, sorry about that glare, it just shows the aliens right there, and then the vehicles, the play set, and then the humans and the micro play set. And then at the bottom, the computer mission discs. And the floppy disk was popular back then. And from my understanding, this took up a lot of space on your computer at the time, like tons of space. So you had to have like a supercomputer to do this. And it also is very hard to play, from my understanding. So anyways, that is Steven Hiller. So let's go ahead and move on to the next person. Up next is we have David Levinson, who was played by Jeff Goldblum, and as you could tell, it looks nothing like him at all. Nothing at all. Very ugly. And this is all of his accessories, and he includes a grappling hook launcher and rope, supercomputer, backpack, and night goggles, Kevlar vest, and defense energy shield. I need to get him loose because I do have all his accessories loose as well, so I just need to find me a figure so I can have them with the accessories and display them. So yeah, this is David Levinson. All right, moving on to the next person. And up next, and the final human in this wave, is President Thomas J. Whitmore, who was portrayed by Bill Pullman. So another very large figure. Lots of accessories. As you know, it's typical in the 90s to include a large amount of accessories with their figures, which is awesome. And he includes a backpack missile launcher and 2 missiles, machine gun and pistol, Kevlar vest, and a flight helmet. And as you can see in my background, I do have a loose figure, so looks nothing like Bill Pullman. And so I need to find some of his accessories loose so I can have him displayed with all his weapons and stuff. I think I had picked this up at a local shop, Freaks and Geeks, for a couple of bucks. So I just seen them there loose, and I figured let me pick them up and add them to my collection. So that is President Whitmore, and now moving on to the aliens. The first alien that we have up is the Bendable Alien, and it's the biocontainment chamber, and it includes a Bendable Alien officer, light up biocontainment chamber, and it has one of the little cardboard aliens. So there's the Bendable Alien right here. This is the bio chamber, and then that's the cardboard out there, so the display, so it can show you that what it looks like inside. And then it says try me alien energizing glow, and press the button. And unfortunately the batteries are dead in this thing, so either that or it corroded. So but we won't be taking this out at any time soon. So if I do find one loose, hopefully I can replace the battery in there, and then maybe in a future video I can show y'all. So, but anyways, that's it for this one. So let's go on to the next alien. This one that's next, sorry about that. This one that's up next is fairly common. So as you can tell, this is a very large packaging figure. And this is the alien attacker pilot. And let's go ahead and fix this real quick. Alright, sorry about that. I had to make an adjustment because this packaging is so large that I was unable to fit everything. But anyways, this is the attacker alien pilot. And as you can tell, it comes with the Bendable Alien, and here's the alien itself. And this, I think this is the one that I had. And this was probably the one that you see. This is the one that you see in the film, the common one. And as you can tell, the bubble, the blister, very large. Got all the tentacles in there. Missing disc. And so it includes fully posable battlesuit and bendable alien officer, 8 posable tentacles, battlesuit head open and closes and reveal the alien officer. And over here it says try me, alien head opens. And then if you go in the back, there's the try me pinch clip to open alien head. So I'm pretty sure you had a lot of kids at the time, including myself, would go behind and just started opening these up. And so it shows the little cardboard there, so that way you demonstrated what it looks like. So, yep, this is the alien attacker pilot. All right. Next up is we have the shock trooper alien, and this is a very glittery alien that we have right here. Of course, none of the other aliens that I'm fixing to show you were like this in the film, so this is just different design in the head sculpt and colors just to sell. So it's got this bluish greenish color, very glittery look to it, so very cool. Oversized clamshell. So there's a little bendable alien. So it's pretty much the same description. So, and in the back opens up as well. So, shock trooper alien. All right. Next up is we have the science officer right here. And I have a loose figure right there, as you can see. And the reason why I got 2 of these mainly is because the first package I got of this from a seller that I bought, there's some loose stuff in the inside and it was broken. And I contacted him and he just shipped me another one free of charge. Luckily he had another one, because either that or I was going to get a refund. So so it was all good. It worked out well. And the only thing is, you could tell that guy was a smoker. 1, because of the yellowing, and then 2, because of it smelled like smoke. So I bought about 3 of these figures from him. And pretty much all the ones that have light yellowing to it is from him. But at the time, they were cheap when I got them. So now these are fairly expensive. They usually average, give or take, between $20 to $25 on card, and probably about $15 to $20 loose without the accessories. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. So yeah, this is the science officer, and a different head sculpt right there. So very nice. Next up is probably my second favorite, if not my favorite, of the whole line when it comes to these aliens, is the weapons expert alien. And yes, I got him from the same seller as well. And I just love the head sculpt and the red color. I think it's very neat, very unique. And just one of the harder ones to get. And I don't know why, because it took me a long time to finally get him. Luckily, that same seller, what I got from the science officer, put it up for auction, and luckily I won for like $10. And as you can tell, it's yellowed some. But yeah, very cool. One of my favorite ones of the whole entire line. Very happy to have him. I think this was like one of the last ones that I picked up. One of the 2 of the last ones that I finally found that took a long time to finally complete my single carded set. All right, moving on to the next one. This is probably like the last one that I had picked up. This was another one that was hard to get, and this was the zero gravity alien. So pretty much almost the same head sculpt as the attacker pilot, but just a little bit wider just a little bit of a wider base in the head. So very cool design. Love the paint scheme of it. Got the grayish, dark and light gray wash to it. So very cool. And the final one that I got, this is another one I got from that same seller that I got from the science officer and the weapons expert. And this is the Ultimate Commander Alien. And this is the collector's edition limited production one. And it's pretty much a straight repaint of the attacker pilot. So it's got that silver paint to it. Very cool. And this one's a little bit easier to find than the Zero Gravity or the weapons expert. So very cool. So that's all for the carded stuff. And now let's move on to some of the other things that I have in the collection. All right, next up is the only vehicle that I have in my collection. And there are 3 other vehicles that I need to hunt down. And this one is the electronic alien attacker. Also, there is another vehicle of this, but it's like a silver color. And that is the, I want to say it's called the Ultimate Commander Attacker or something like that. But that one's a little bit harder to find. And this is the fairly common one. And I got this one off a bid too. And I think it was like $15 or something like that. And very lucky to score on that one. Normally these go for this particular ones. They normally go for about like $35, $40. And so the other ones that I need is the F-18 fighter jet that Stephen Hiller flew in the movie. And that one's a little hard to get. And then, like I said, the other alien ship. And then the holy grail of the whole entire line, in my opinion, is the F-18 fighter jet, President Whitmore's camouflage jet, and that is like the holy grail of the entire line. And they usually go for about between $150 to $250. And I think the lowest I've ever seen was about $80 with shipping, and that got snatched up real quick. So I missed out on that one, but it's okay. It'll come around again. So anyways, so this, like I said, I need those other 3 to complete my vehicle set. And yeah, this is the only one that I have. Very happy to have it. And so hopefully I'm able to at least score the F-18 and the other alien ship by the end of the year. So yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next piece that I have. And this thing right here is probably my favorite piece of the whole set. And this is the large Alien Supreme Commander. And this thing is about 14 inches tall, I think. And very large figure. And as you can tell, all it is just, this thing is massive. You can tell the size difference between this and that. So, yeah. So, anyways, so this is another favorite piece of mine. Very large, like I said, and sadly, the motion sensor thing doesn't work because I most likely have to replace the batteries in this. But I'm not going to, because this guy is going to stay where he's at. And all it does, if you just motion if you motion sensor, the head opens up and it screeches really loud. And also it just shows that the bendable alien inside the head. So yeah, this is the Alien Supreme Commander. And you can tell that this thing is a large figure. So, yeah, I got this guy fairly cheap too. And when I got this guy in the mail, the box was just awful. I mean, I was lucky that it didn't do any damage to this thing, but it was just a lot of damage to the box. And the guy, all he did was just throw it in the box and maybe a couple of newspapers, and that was it. And it was just bad overall. But luckily this thing came intact, nothing was wrong with it. So I was happy about that. There is another one of these. It's like a combo set with this and this combined into a little bit bigger box. So I'm looking out for that one as well to add to my collection. Just because I'm a completist. And that's how I get down. And also, I wouldn't mind having another one loose just to have out to go along with my Colossal T-Rex and Godzilla figure and my King Kong and all that stuff, all my large monster figures. So I think it'd be so cool to have a Supreme Commander along with those guys. Be really neat. So, but yeah. This is the large Supreme Commander, and that's about it. So let's go to the last and final piece. So this is the last and final piece that I have in my collection, and I'm very proud to own this because of the simple fact of the deal that I got it on, and it was one of those auctions that I was sweating so bad because I had to go to sleep, and I didn't know how this was going to swing. Either I was going to get really lucky, or I was going to be super bummed when I woke up, because this set alone, mint and box, goes for about $150 to $200 a piece, and I've seen it as high as $300. And loose, like not even complete, typically goes for about $50 to $80, and that's not including all the pieces. Things like that. And these sets are hard to come by. And I got it for like a mere $10. I think I won it for like $10. And I just couldn't believe my luck. And it was just one of those things that it can go really south or it can go really north. And so this is the Los Angeles Invasion Giant Action playset. And so this is like my grail, one of my grails in my collection right here. And until I get the President Whitmore F-18 vehicle, then that would be my grail. But for right now, this is my grail of my Independence Day collection. So very happy to own this. And I didn't think I was ever going to get one. It was just one of those things where I just figured, if I don't get it, oh well, just because I just don't want to shell out $100, $200 just for a play set, Even if I was, and I probably would have done a little piece by piece thing because they do sell them individually, pieces and stuff. That would take a little bit longer. So lo and behold, I got locked out and I was able to get this. So I was super stoked when I got this in the mail. So it was very, very, very happy and exciting time at that time when I got it. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Just want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time to check out this video. I know it's half an hour long, and usually collection videos do take some time. But I appreciate y'all. If you made it this far, thank y'all again. And here's just an overview of my collection that I have so far. And very proud of this collection. Very happy to have it and to own it. And this collection means a lot to me, especially a big part of my childhood when it comes to movies and sci-fi. So just very humbled with this. And this was one of the first lines that I started collecting when I got back into it, and just very proud of it, and I can't wait to complete it. So, like I said throughout the video, the only things I really need left is the 2 micro sets, the 2 fighter jets from Stephen Hiller and President Whitmore, and the second alien ship. And I think that about wraps it up as far as this toy line goes from Trendmasters. And there's other little odds and ends that I wouldn't mind picking up when I get a chance, like little magnets, keychains, and also wouldn't mind getting the model kits. And I think those are really cool as well. Not to put together or anything, just to have them in a mint in box, just to expand my collection a little bit, because that was a big part of history. I wouldn't say history, but big part of this line as well, But anyways, guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe already, and also just hit the notification bell, so that way you can get all my videos and be notified as I can't even talk right now. Please hit the notification bell, so that way you can get notified if once I upload all of my videos. I said that all fucked up, but yeah, you get what I mean. But anyways, guys, comment down below and let me know what you think of this collection. If you had any of these growing up, or if you're collecting these currently, or if you're interested in collecting these. Also, words of wisdom. Collect what you love, not what you like, because if you collect what you like, you will end up getting rid of it. And I will catch you guys later.